Alright guys, so I am currently preparing for two parent-teacher conferences that I have set up before the end of this week. Both the students involved in these parent-teacher conferences are actually English language learners, which means that their parents probably do not speak English. My first student that's going to be in the parent-teacher conference is Carmen Martinez. She is Cuban. She arrived about a year ago from Cuba with her family. This means that her family probably does not speak English very well or has limitations in speaking English. So luckily I'm Hispanic and I speak Spanish, so I'll be able to translate anything I say. That is if, of course, I just do the whole conference itself in Spanish, which is also something that I could go ahead and do. What I would do to go ahead and prepare for this conference is, one, I will set up a portfolio for Carmen. I'll share that all her assessments and everything is in that portfolio. Any work that she's done within the past couple months in class, any assessments that have been done in the classroom. Also, I will be speaking to her ESOL teacher to to see where she stands in her English language learning, and how much longer she might have in that ESOL class before she's able to take the assessment and be removed from ESOL. These are all things I have to have prepared prior to the conference, as I'm sure the parents are eager to find out how Carmen is doing in the classroom. Luckily, she is doing very well. She is making great progress right now. So her portfolio does show a lot of improvement from the first day of school to now. There has been a lot of improvement with Carmen. You see it in her writing, you see it in her grammatical in her grammar, in the way that she understands concepts of reading and writing skills. So that's something that I will definitely be pointing out in the conference itself. Of course, knowing that the parents speak Spanish, as I have had open communication with them a little bit here and there, sending home notes and improvements, I have come to a realization that they do mainly speak Spanish. So the whole conference will be completed in Spanish, which is perfectly fine with me, as long as I also have some form of writing that in Spanish and in English, saying that, I did go over these concepts with them. Her parents, I'm sure, are going to be very excited to hear the news that she has been developing and learning so well in her classroom, in my classroom and in the ESOL class as well. And then, of course, I will always start and end my conferences on a good note. It's called the sandwich. It's called the sandwich routine. You start with a compliment. You get to the bulk and meat of the issue, if there is an issue. Luckily, in this scenario, there isn't one, unlike our next conference. And then you always end it in a good, positive way. The reason for that is because you don't want to leave a bad taste in the parents' mouth. You don't want the parents to feel that you're against them, because all that we're trying to do is help their child, help them make progress and develop and be able to properly communicate themselves in this new world that they're in, pretty much this country. So you have to make them realize that you're on their side, you're not against them. So I always use that sandwich routine, where I start positive, get to the bulk, and then end on a positive note again. Of course, I will always keep my lines of communication open with my parents. I will provide them my contact information, email, phone number, and any other way that they could contact me, so that they feel that I'm there for them and there to assist them. My second conference is it's Creole. The parents speak Creole. His name is Jermaine Pierre. They came from Haiti a few months ago. Jermaine is a great student. He seems very enthusiastic about school. He seems very driven. Although I do notice he kind of keeps to himself a little bit, which is fine, because that is the process of learning a new language. They go through stages. They first kind of ignore the fact that you're even talking to them in another language and just respond to you in their native tongue, and then they'll go through a nonverbal stage, which I know that that's normal. So I'm not too concerned about it. I am going to bring it up to the parents and advise them of this during the conference. and let them know that it's okay. It's normal for the child to kind of be going through this nonverbal stage in school. That it eventually does go away. Of course, it depends on the child's character. The child's more outgoing, which Jermaine luckily is. He'll be out of this stage pretty soon. So I'm not too concerned about that. I do see that he is putting maximum effort. So that these are all things that I would probably say. The fact that he's very enthusiastic about school, putting maximum effort, very outgoing child. These are all things I would probably start off with saying in the beginning of the conference with the parents. I will be sending, I did send a letter home with Jermaine the other day, letting them know that they do need to bring their own translator. Unfortunately, there is nobody in the school right now that speaks Creole or French. So they are going to be bringing in a sister-in-law of the dad, and she'll be translating for me, luckily. And I also have Jermaine, which he could definitely practice his English and help translate a little bit. So she's going to be our translator for the day, for the conference. She's been here for several years from my understanding, so she speaks English fluently and Creole as well. So that's always a great way to start. I am going to let the parents know that, again, the stages are very important. It's normal, because I know that they might be a little bit concerned knowing that their son is not really interacting normally with the other children. But I just want to reinforce the fact that it's normal. It happens. I am going to have his English language teacher also give a little bit of input. Let them know that he's doing good. He's making progress. It's slow, but it's going. He's only been here for a few months, so it's normal. It's okay. I will also let them know about the process of how to get out of ESOL. Pretty much, I will let them know that once the teacher sees that he has been able to develop his language skills, his reading skills, his writing skills in English, he will go through an assessment period. Once he passes that assessment, he'll be removed from the class and then incorporated full-time into my general education classroom. But I will let them know that they could still contact me via email, via text message, via phone. I will try my hardest to assist them with any questions that they might have, and I will also let them know that I will continue sending home notes. I will continue to keep them updated. Of course, I will have Jermaine's portfolio ready so that they could see the progress that he has made in the couple months that he has been with me since August. So they're able to see that he is making progress, although it might seem that he's kind of going backwards because of the whole him not wanting to talk in English, not wanting to really talk to his peers, but that it's okay. So that's what I would pretty much do with his conference. Luckily, both of them are making progress in their own way. Each student is different. Each child learns differently. Each child has a different character. So that does make it a little different when it comes to learning a new language and incorporating themselves into the classroom and with their peers. So that's what I would do to prepare for the conference, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and wish me luck on the conferences. Bye.